Love you, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So I was here in February, earlier this year, and one of the things there was something that you mentioned to me during one of the questions and answers I had the opportunity to speak with, and just wanted to quickly touch base on that. As a result of that, I'm in the process of going through some life changes that are very exciting at the moment.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, there've been a lot of quitting my job and moving to the Amazon jungle.
All right. How
with
exciting.
various shamanistic practices. Yeah, very exciting. So thank you very much.
Yes, well, you did it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. One of the things that you quickly talked about near the end of my Q&A was that I had hybrid children.
Yes.
I was wondering if you'd be able to elaborate on that a little bit.
In what direction?
Are there any of them that would like to connect with me at this time? And is there anything that you could give me in relation?
There may be, but it's not going to happen in this particular moment in the way that you're talking about. They're always available to be connected with, and you can do that yourself.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there any guidance that you can provide us to how I can connect with them, certain signature frequencies I can...
Well, you understand the formula we've given all of you, yes?
Yeah.
Because what happens when you act on your passion? You raise your frequency. What happens when you raise your frequency? You become a better antenna and a better receiver of higher frequency information and communication.
Okay.
That's why we give you the formula, because it contains every answer you need for all the things that you desire to connect to that are relevant for you to experience in your life. We don't leave anything out. It's completely self-contained. Just follow the formula, and everything that needs to unfold, and every appointment you've made, and every agreement you've made, and every communication you need to have from whomever will happen in perfect timing if you simply continue to raise your frequency by following the formula of acting on your passion to the best you can with no insistence or assumption of the outcome and remaining in a positive state no matter what happens. Mm-hmm. That's it. We can't make it any simpler for you. It's that simple. Just follow the formula. Everything that needs to happen that will fulfill you and serve you will happen in perfect timing.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Just keep moving.
Okay. And on that note as well, just with the channeling, that's something I've been working with and being able to connect with certain frequencies and matching that within my own body. And I've also been using DMT to supplement as well as a way of amplifying that connection, which I found to be a powerful permission slip for me.
All right.
Is there any advice or any guidance I can give for me or any alterations I can make that may...
Well, again, as we have said, there are teachers, such as the idea of the DMT and other substances that the earth itself provides as teachers. But at a certain point, you come to realize that what you're learning is to get into that state on your own without the teacher, so that you can graduate and not allow the teacher to become a crutch. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yeah, that's what I found. The more I'm able to get into that state, the less I need that sort of teacher. But then it's teaching me to reach certain other levels I'm then able to match as well.
Again, pay attention. It will not always necessarily feel the same as it did before, but you have to know you're in the proper state. And as we have reminded many of you, the trick to this is to remember the physics of it. The physics being you cannot experience what you're not the vibration of first. So to even remember what it was like to have been in that state means you're in the state. Because if you're not in the state, you wouldn't be able to remember what it was like to be in the state. Mm-hmm. So as soon as you remember, oh yes, I remember what it felt like to be in that state, you're in the state. You have to be in the state to have the memory. Yeah. Make sense?
Does it?
That's the trick. So realize that, and you will simply be in the state automatically anytime you remember what it was like to be in the state.
Awesome.
Yes?
Yep.
Does that help?
It does indeed.
And?
So when I'm having sort of my own DMT ceremonies, I'm connecting with certain frequencies, certain beings, and there's been mention of jesters, machine elves in certain types of circles.
Interesting labels for certain kinds of levels of consciousness that you may encounter, because the DMT has very specific frequency levels, each of which represents a different domain, a different realm, and a different ability and a different level to communicate with different levels of consciousness. Mm-hmm. Very specific layers within the DMT frequencies will connect you to very specific domains with very specific inhabitants.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there any way that I can more consciously choose to match certain frequencies that will then allow me to assist me in... Actually, sorry, scratch that question.
Let me see. There's this thing I've heard about called following your passion. maybe that might help.
Yeah, definitely. It just came into my thought at the moment. One of the things I did want to ask you is more verbal channeling. So as I'm connected with these energies, I'm finding the energies more forming into my mouth and.
If you wish to verbal channel, one of the easiest ways to do it is to be surrounded by people who are asking questions they really need to know the answer to.
Okay.
Because then they act as a circuit that pulls the information through you into them and grounds it in them. Because if the information is just coming into you for you, it doesn't need to go anywhere, and you don't really need to fully get into that state. But if others are asking a question, then in a sense you can get out of the way and just let it flow through you like electricity grounding into a circuit.
Correct. Okay.
So practice that and you will get better at it.
Right. Okay. So at the moment it's more just sort of baby gurgles or something. It's like the energy.
You can start however you need to start and know that whatever comes through at that moment is appropriate and it is perfectly fine. Don't worry about looking foolish or crazy or sounding like it doesn't make sense. Just keep practicing like anything and you will get better at it.
Okay. Awesome.
Does that help?
It does, yeah. Is there anything else that...
Enjoy your journey to the Amazon.
Awesome.
You will find something there that will also amplify your ability to connect to the hybrid children.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Bashar.
You are
Love
welcome.
you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Hello again, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So I spoke with you yesterday, and I guess I forgot to ask you a question. That's why
all right.
you called me today. So, again, regarding the experience that I had at Joshua Tree,
Yes, yes,
the
yes.
whole point of me sharing that experience is because I wanted to ask you.
Ask the question before
Yeah.
you forget it again.
Okay, so first I wanted to say something else, and then I will ask it. I will not
All
forget
right.
it this time. So the reason I didn't wanted to blend the energy with what I perceived to be them, it was because I didn't know them. It felt like an intimate process, and I didn't know who they were.
All right.
So now I have the question,
Yes.
have I created that, my higher mind created, I know the experience was real, clearly real, but have I created that experience, like my higher mind created it as a permission slip for me to
know yourself better.
and to relieve some of my beliefs, or
Yes.
I really had a communication with
Both.
I knew you were going to answer that. So may I know who I was communicating with?
No.
Of course.
You have to know yourself better first, and then you will know.
Now, I realized the next day when I was thinking about it, and I had the realization this morning that I keep saying we are all one.
Yes, on one level you are.
Okay.
But
so,
the idea that you're an individual is also real.
yes. So I don't regret not, I respected, I honored my beliefs in the moments.
Yes.
So I don't regret that. But if I would know experientially that we are all one,
Yes.
I wouldn't have fear that connection, that blending of
You're
energy.
putting the cart before the horse, as you say. If you let go of the fear, you will have the experience that everything is one. It's the fear that's preventing you from having that experience.
I know.
You can't have the experience and hold on to the fear and say, I'm going to have the experience first and then I'll let go of my fear. You cannot experience what you're not the vibration of first.
No, but when I keep telling people that we are all one, because I know it to be true.
Yes, but
It's just
so
that I
what?
don't believe it.
People are saying, so what? How is that practical to know that? And we're telling you the way that it's practical to know that is to be the fullest individual you can be. Because it's not about the idea of losing the individuality in knowing you're all one. It's about the idea of validating, fully validating your individuality. That's what allows you to feel the harmony and the unity of being one. Not about being homogenous like everyone else, but validating all the differences that make you unique. That's the paradox. Validating the differences that make you a unique individual is what allows you to actually feel connected to everything as one.
All right, so I still have to work on this one.
Oh, all right, please do.
Now, yesterday I had 2 more questions. Are you allowing me to explore one of those?
Nope. You need to work on that one.
I knew that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for allowing
There
us
you
to
go.
live up to what you already knew to be true.
Thank you.
Okay, I have 3 questions.
Yes.
Okay, so the first one, remember in the last transmission you said anybody who wants contact can go to Joshua Tree in the full
We didn't
moon?
say want.
Oh, what did you say?
We simply said that there was an opportunity to experience more opening, different things. It would help heighten the probability of contact in the future, but to simply go and see what you experience so that we can observe where you're at with regard to the idea of contact.
Okay, got it. Well, I went
Yes.
and I saw what looked like 3 spaceships.
All right.
So I wanted to ask you, like, who were they and what was it?
Who were they and what was it?
Yeah, like who was in those ships? Are you allowed to tell me?
I'm allowed to say that some of it is friends of yours, some of it is people you don't know, and some of it is other versions of yourself.
Other versions of myself and
Many of you have counterparts in some of the extraterrestrial civilizations that visit you, so that you will have a degree of vibrational familiarity with them,
Okay.
like looking into a mirror but seeing a different face,
But then
but
that
knowing that it's still another version of the oversoul that you are also an extension from.
got it. But then it's also like maybe another being, like a hybrid being, like
Yes,
version of
in
myself.
general, there were
Okay.
many, many hybrids present at that moment.
Oh, there were. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So it was great. Then the second question is, then after that experience, I had this really vivid dream
Yes.
where I was on a spaceship
Yes.
and they were doing something. I don't know what they were doing.
All right. A memory of an actual encounter.
Can you tell me what that was? Like what they were doing?
Taking a closer look, taking a deeper observation, a measurement of your energy, and again, how close you may be to the vibration that would allow for a higher degree of probability of contact in the future.
Okay.
They wanted to take a more specific reading.
Okay. Is that possible in my lifetime?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, again, it's not so much that things are or are not possible, it's whether they are probable or relevant.
Is
There
it
is a high
probable and
degree of
relevant?
probability, yes. Otherwise, again, we probably wouldn't be having these conversations.
Right. Right. Okay.
You can use us to some degree as a marker that those that find us have a great deal of connection to the idea of the hybrids and the idea of experiencing contact. It doesn't mean it's all guaranteed, but it means that your willingness to participate in the beginnings of contact, which is what these exchanges are, heightens the probability of actual physical contact in the future. So generally speaking, those that are present in these exchanges and listening in to these exchanges, those that are connected vibrationally and feel a familiarity with us and the way we share information with you, are probably on a similar wavelength, close enough to continue to expand your energy toward the idea of open contact. Otherwise, again, it is not as likely that you would be participating with us in these exchanges. Now, again, it doesn't mean you can't change your mind. It doesn't mean you can't succumb to negative and fear-based belief systems that would take you farther away from the idea of the probability of contact. But in general, if you just let go and go along for the ride and follow the formula, and as we recently said, stay in the eye of the storm, it is increasing the probability of contact with us or beings like us in the relatively near future.
Okay. That makes sense.
I know that's why I said it.
Okay, then the last thing is, you know how you were talking about neutral preference and like
Yes.
choosing things that are vibrational alignment.
Yes, vibrationally compatible with who you prefer to be.
So then I guess what's the balance between, you know, when you meet people that
Yes.
may not occur, like they are vibrational balance?
Are you saying that they're vibrationally incompatible or
Yeah,
compatible?
I experienced that, and then I wonder, am I just being biased.
First step, remember. First step always. Honest self-examination. Am I dampening my excitement? Am I biasing the energy with my belief systems?
Right.
Always do that examination first. Then when you are clear that you may not be biasing it, then you know that what you're sensing really is not your preference vibrationally. Again, this is what we're talking about when we say it's important to have clear discernment. But you have to start with yourself in that discernment. Am I coloring this? Could it be something that could serve me? Could it be something that could be made more vibrationally compatible if I change my belief system about what I'm experiencing here? But if you come right down to the core, the essence of the situation, the circumstance, and the belief systems that are active within you at that moment and determine, no, I'm pretty clear that this is vibrationally incompatible with what I prefer, then it's easy to make the decision as to not engage.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
But it starts with you. You have to be clear within yourself about what you're doing.
I get that. I think the only thing that I get a little confused about is that, you know how I was watching a video and you were sharing how like everybody that we interact with, we're only seeing our version of them.
Yes.
So then ultimately, if I'm creating how they're showing up or I'm seeing my version of them,
Yes.
then, and if they're showing up in my life,
Yes.
then
But for what reason?
for what reason is for me to discover.
Exactly.
Okay.
And as you clarify yourself, you'll understand why you attracted yourself into that circumstance with that person. Whether or not it's for the circumstance of gaining more discernment, more clarity within yourself, and recognizing you don't need to continue to create your version of them anymore, or you do.
Okay.
Yes?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Nania.
Hi, Tadeo. I got some questions for you.
From the streamers.
Yes.
All right.
That sounds like a party, streamers.
Yes.
When you're referring to multiple timelines
Yes.
and the idea that does one of these timelines lead to the idea of ascension and others not?
Correct.
Okay. And what happens to our children if we choose a timeline for ascension? Do we stop seeing them in the new reality where there is peace and no war?
Well, if you're suggesting that the children are not on the same wavelength, then yes, you ultimately won't experience them anymore. But if they're on the same wavelength, they will be experienced by you.
So what advice do you have for people who feel very uncomfortable with that idea?
Uncomfortable with what idea?
The idea that their loved ones would disappear because they're choosing a path that's very different.
If they truly are loved ones, then you will let them walk whatever path they choose. Because love needs to be unconditional, or it's not really love.
That sounds
Because again, remember, you're all eternal, infinite beings. And even if you're taking different paths temporarily, you will meet again.
It's strange. It sounds like tough love.
Well, then that's tough. We're making a joke. But the idea is it's true love when you allow someone to be who they need to be. Even if you understand that they may be making choices, you have taught them the best you can, they simply won't accept that teaching that could make it easier for them. Again, what they choose to do with what you share is none of your business because they are an individual. They have their own path, and you've done your best to give them the option to choose something more joyful. But if they haven't chosen it, then you have to see that that's your first clue that they may need to take a different path first before they come around to that realization in their own good timing. That's true love, because you come from a position of seeing them as strong and powerful enough to eventually get the realization. Otherwise, you're seeing them as weak. Oh no, poor them. They're at a loss. I'm losing them. They're lost. Don't see them that way. See them as a powerful being taking a journey that may not be the journey that you prefer, but it may be the journey they need to wake them up. So you have to see it as an act of love, true love, to let them be who they are after you've done everything you can to give them the option to make other choices.
You know, one thing I notice is that you always look at other people and other beings as being empowered.
Of course, because you are. Remember, even when you feel that you're not empowered, you're using your power to create that. That's the paradox. When you feel out of control, you're controlling that. When you feel you lack trust, you're trusting that you lack trust. When you don't feel confident, you're confident that you lack confidence. You cannot be not confident. You cannot be not trusting. You cannot be out of control. You cannot be disempowered. If that was true, you would have no experience at all. It's simply that you're using your power, you're using your trust, you're using your confidence, and you're using your control to create things you don't prefer instead of the things you do.
And so in our society, I think often we're trained to see people as being disempowered.
Yes.
And so that's one of the first changes that you can make in how you perceive others.
Yes.
In order to
Everyone is completely empowered, but sometimes they use their power to forget that they're empowered.
They continue because a lot of times you'll have an encounter.
Remember this as well.
Yes.
Again, this is the thing that many of you keep forgetting. You're already there. So are the animals. Already there. So when you wake up in spirit out of the physical dream, the portion of the animal spirit that is already there will be there with you anyway. So it won't matter what the portion that is still in physical reality, in a sense, is doing. You won't miss them. They're there with you already.
Very good. Now, last night you said something about you sensed the leading edge of something coming.
Yes.
And was that felt and expressed towards any of the questions that came from the streaming group, or can you identify?
It was.
Do you want to share anything about that?
I do not.
Ooh, mysterious.
It will remain a mystery, and that's part of the purpose. But we are feeling a leading edge.
Ooh.
It's coming closer and closer and closer. Look out. Stay in the eye. Okay. Stay in the eye. Stay in the eye.
I will. Okay, so I think we're probably getting... So here's the last thing.
Yes.
Can you tell us about a specific 2020 event we may want to pay attention to?
We are conferring. One moment. This requires more input than usual. One moment. We are gathering consensus from different sources. One moment. There is a high degree of probability of a very noticeable, pivotal event that may crop up in the area you call the Eastern European bloc. That will change many things. This may occur as late as the time you call September. It may occur earlier than that, but it may occur as late as the fall of 2020 and be a pivotal moment in your social understanding, your political understanding, and the revelation of circumstances heretofore hidden. This is all we are allowed to say. So look to the Eastern Bloc in Europe and watch for the signs and act accordingly from the eye of the storm. For it may amplify greatly the thunder and the lightning and the rage of the storm. But you can come out of it. You can come out of it by remaining at peace and calm in the eye. That is all. Please take a short break. We will resume this transmission with the crystallization meditation for the eye of the storm. Allow yourselves, please, to become very comfortable in your chairs. Allow yourselves to relax. And as your lights dim and the colors and the music begin to play, allow yourselves to look at the holotope as a mirror into what you know to be or call the past. Allow yourselves to float down the corridors of time. Back, 12,822 years ago. Allow yourselves to let go of the cares of the day and simply find yourselves in your imagination on the stone-paved streets of Atlantis, with the towering pyramids, the giant stone blocks of the temples, the gleaming crystals of light embedded in their walls. And as the sun begins to set on a beautiful, balmy day with a beautiful warm breeze wafting through the trees, and you look up into the night sky as the stars come out, and there, blazing across the heavens, is the arc of the great dragon, the great comet, with its long iridescent tail stretching across the sky. And you allow yourselves to know that it is the herald and the harbinger of the end of one cycle and the beginning of another, and that what has been done in the civilization of which you are so fond and so proud, but has become split, cracked down the middle into light and dark. You know that now this sign in the heavens shows that it must find its resting place. And even though that means it may be swallowed up by the sea, you know that it will live on in memory, live on in story, live on in legend, until one day, as the cycle continues to unfold, there will be those born again into the understanding from Spirit as they approach the end of another cycle and the beginning of a new one, that it is time to remember, time to tell the stories again, Time to choose a path that will allow for a new dawn, the rising sun, and the rising of Atlantis once more. But this time, the story is different. This time, the lessons have been learned. This time, the split and the crack down the middle is not representative of one reality, but two. And though they may be side by side and observable to each other, there is a wall of light and energy between them. Transparent though it may be, you know that these are two different paths, two different realities. And one may be the path of repeating the cycle of destruction, but the other is a path of light that uplifts and renews and allows for the rebirth of the beauty and the crystal clarity and the knowledge and the life that once was and can be again, as those with vision, as those with imagination, as those with power and strength and creativity can once again create a foundation of a new civilization that this time, without conquering, can spread over the globe, over the earth, in time, creating new structures, new temples of the spirit, with a new understanding that goes beyond the old ways, beyond the religions, beyond the social systems, beyond the politics of the old, into the understanding of the new, into the broader vision, the vision of the rising of Atlantis once again over the earth. And as the pyramids and the towers and the temples rise once more, and the fresh breeze of a new dawn and a new day washes over the land and is breathed deeply into each and every soul with the promise of rebirth, renewal, reconnection, realization, and the reward shall be a new earth, in a new understanding, in a new day, in a new reality, peopled by beings of nature, beings in connection with the earth, with Gaia, the consciousness of your world, spreading forth new creations in beautiful, ever-changing artistic expressions that will spread out into the cosmos and take flight not only in the imagination, but among the stars. The new Atlantis is born. A new Atlantis that shall never fall. A new Atlantis in a new reality that has always been, and to which you are shifting, day by day, week by week, moon by moon. For therein, in the night and the day that shines upon the earth and the sea, is the promise of the seed of renewal. and it shall be refreshed. And it shall accelerate the cycle of the earth towards its chosen destiny, its chosen evolution of the sixth hybrid race, which shall be a new Atlantis, in which all may share, in which all may grow, in which all may create according to their truth. Gardens shall spread in the new earth to allow beings to flourish and grow in a multitude of ways. And the earth shall vibrate with song that shall spread out in ripples through the cosmos of energy, of light, of love, of being, of existence, a crystalline reflection of the endless cycles of time and the eternal now, in perfect balance, in perfect harmony. Allow yourselves to now walk those paths of the new Atlantis on the new earth in the new reality. Breathe deeply of the air that refreshes, that cleanses, that nourishes. And know that you are children of creation who will never forget that again. For your eyes and your memory shall be opened, and your awareness shall blossom. You are the new Atlantis. Rejoice and welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Allow yourselves now to simply drift and dream, floating freely on the currents of creation, so they may take you where you need to go, to what is correct for you. And all the currents together shall form a new ocean. And out of that ocean, a new civilization shall arise. A new land, a new thought, a new being. Breathe it in and make it your own. And allow the crystalline light within you that is the spark of your existence to shine in all ways, on all days, and through the night. Be at peace, and welcome home. And now just stand upon the shores of the new Atlantis, listening to the gentle lapping of the waves, and drift off into beauty and peace and love and light. And as your music softens and your lights begin to dim, just allow yourselves to freely float and listen to the breathing of the waves, the breathing of the cosmos, in and out, matching its frequency and slipping into beautiful, comfortable, nurturing slumber from which you will awake anew, on a new journey in a new world.